Right, we're going to jump right in per usual. So what we're going to do today is the back stitch. We're going to do wildflowers, and we're going to also do hand stitched with love by, not your name, just hand stitched with love by. So the wildflowers here in the pattern, I did nice straight lines, and then on the very top of each one there's a tiny little I forget what they're actually called, but they have a name in typography. But there's a tiny little line over top of all of them. So it depends on whether you want to add that to yours or not. Also noticed I've messed up the pattern on mine when I traced it. I thought there was 2 down here and there's only 1. So that's fine too. Don't worry. So we're going to do this today. Okay. Wildflowers, and then hand stitched with love by. Okay, I'm going to show you wildflowers today, and then we can do the rest of it a different time. Because it's basically just a regular back stitch. Okay, nothing crazy. I'm going to use a 6-inch hoop for mine. Okay, when we're not working on our book, we're going to take our fabric out of the hoop. Okay, we don't want to leave our fabric in the hoop, or we're going to end up with circles and lines all over it. Also, we don't really want to put this in here super tight. We just kind of want it to be sitting in there. So I'm going to see how it's kind of like puffed up. I am going to pull those out so they're not puffed up or anything like that. Okay. So it's not puffy. We want our fabrics to lay flat, but not be stretched. Okay? So it is tight in there, but it's not really like drum tight. Okay? I didn't pull it all the way around. You can still push down and see it like dip a bit. Okay? So that's what we're going to work on today. I'm going to make sure it is tight at the top though, because okay, the other thing that I really like to do is use these hoop huggies. Okay, and I'm going to roll up the areas that I don't want to get caught in my hoop when I'm stitching. All right, so we're going to go like this, and we're going to roll those right up, and these go right around the edges like that. And all that does is just makes it so that it's easier to stitch, it's easier to hold, and all this extra fabric is not getting in your way. Okay. Gonna have to get a little stool or something, I think. Okay, so this is what we've got. All right. I'm gonna do maybe a black or a dark brown, whichever one I can find first for this up here. Let's just get my box out. And I'm already thinking like 2 strands. That's a nice color, hey? Just like a really nice, it's like a dark brown. Just for contrast, this is black. So it's just like a nice dark brown. That might be quite nice. This one's even darker. I'm going for that one. Right, we'll move that out of the way. And I'm thinking 2 or 3 strands. So let's just... You can use any color that you want to though, okay? Obviously I'm going a bit more rustic-y with mine, as I tend to. A good way to figure out how many strands I always found is lay your thread right on top like that. That's kind of what 6 strands is going to look like. Is it okay? Yeah. But over here, it might look a little bit like bunched together. It might be a bit thick, okay? Because some of these here, the letters are not the same size as those. Because I freehanded it, okay? I didn't like trace it. So I'm thinking if we do 2 strands, it's going to be really nice and delicate. And we can do those little tops. So there's the tiny little caps on the bottom and top of each of the letters like I've shown you. We could probably get away with 3 if we just try 3. Let's try that one, and then we'll get stitching it. I I need to get a chair up here, I think. Three would be good, wouldn't it? Let's try 3. Okay. I made a curry for dinner tonight, and it was so good. We had meatballs with it. We were supposed to have prawns, I think, or chicken maybe. But it was so nice. It was a Thai curry, not an Indian curry. And the kids ate it and everything, so there you go. Right, so I've got my 3 strands. Let's thread our needle. I think that's the only thing I didn't go over in the last one. If you need help threading your needle, I'm always happy to send a video because I can do it every time, no matter what. Okay, when I traced my design, I accidentally got the layout wrong. I had the right side the other way around. Will that still be okay? Everything is fine as long as you have the... Where's my book? I think I took it downstairs. As long as you have the one with your name and the one with the wildflower next to each other. Okay? We can pretty much manipulate any of the other ones. It would also help if they were in the bottom left, how they're supposed to be. Do you know what I mean? So if you had this one accidentally like this, that's okay, right? Or accidentally like that, that's okay. Yeah? It doesn't really matter. But these two are going to be the front and the back of the book, so they kind of need to be next to each other. But like I said, we can almost manipulate it in any kind of way as long as they're next to each other. So even if they're over here, I'm pretty sure that I can make it work. Do you know what I mean? Okay, that should be fine then. Yeah, you're good. Don't worry, you're good. Okay, so what we're going to do is do the wildflowers here, and we've got 3 strands, right? And we're going to do a little back stitch. And the only thing with this is that we just have to be a little bit intentional with where we put our stitches. Okay, so we're going to do a little side stitch like this. So a back stitch is literally just up and down, just like a little straight stitch that's connected. Okay, a big tip for when you have the lines connected like this is to leave a little loop, and then you can put this right on the line, and when you pull it, it will look like it's coming out of there. Okay, now you can either do big long stitches like this, or you can break it up into like 2 or 3 stitches. It depends on what you like the best. If you have a big long stitch, it might be a little bit more likely to move around. Yeah, because it is a book, remember? So for that reason, I feel like Lord Sugar, and for that reason, you're fired. So we're just gonna do just down that same hole right there. This is where it helps if you trace it good, it's going to come out good, you know? If you trace it wonky, it's probably going to come out a bit wonky. But saying that, you just never know. You can always unstitch it as well, so if you make a mistake, or you feel like, oh, I didn't like where that one went, you can always just take it out and do it again. So please don't get upset about, oh, it doesn't look right, or it's not completely straight, or whatever. You can always redo it. Got a knot on the back of mine. I hate stitching without the hoop stand on these, because I just feel like people are gonna get like seasick watching it, you know? But we're doing something super easy first, because I feel like lettering takes the most concentration, and if we do it at the end, so we'll do the names much later, but doing lettering that's like accurate, and I feel like it always takes all of my willpower to not be like, oh, I don't want to do it anymore. As a rule of thumb, I try and think of how many stitches, how many stitches I've done for the straight bit, and then try and replicate that for every single letter. So if I've got a curvy letter, that's obviously not, I'm not talking about those ones. I'm talking about the ones that are straight here. So like the W, I, L, the straight down, and D. If you choose 3, try and do 3 stitches here, 3 stitches here, 3 stitches here, 3 stitches here, 3 stitches here. It just makes it look a little bit more like uniform and like you've meant to do it that way. That said, if you've picked a dark color thread, it really doesn't matter, because they're all going to blend together. You're not going to see each individual stitch. If you've picked a light color, then you're going to see every single one. So, oh, I don't want to say it, but sucks to be you a little bit, because I hate working in light colored thread for letters. I just feel like there's so much pressure for it to be perfect. And I'm just never happy with it. You can see every single stitch, like every single stitch. And I always find it so frustrating if I do it, like if I need to add a little second one, you know, like if maybe I didn't like plan it out properly or something, and I've got to make an extra stitch in there. You can see like one of them is clearly shorter. Whereas with dark colored thread, you will not be able to see that one stitch is shorter than another one. They all blend together. I feel like people are going to get motion sick from this, from me moving around. I'm trying to do it nice and slow. And not move around so much. So we've got 3 strands, easy peasy backstitch, and we're paying special attention to all of the knots that I'm getting. You know why that is. It's because I've made my thread too long, which is what I always do. You almost have to whip the lighter colors, 100% that. Because when you, or use a stem stitch or something, because when you whip it, it makes it so that you don't actually get to see every single stitch. We are going to do a whipped back stitch later, so you'll be able to see exactly what I'm talking about. But yeah, I don't know why it winds me up so much. Just sometimes I just think, ugh, why did I do that? Literally counting down the minutes till I can ditch work and get home and start on this. Oh, Brittany, that's so cute. I love that. I think it's going to look so, so good. The other way that you can do this, if you didn't go straight up here and you wanted to kind of put this behind, you know, on the same line, you can either just kind of push it down a little bit like that. Yeah. Come up from the top and just push it down a little bit. Not a lot. Just a little bit. and then push it right back up. So it kind of covers it. You could get some like orthopedic nurse shoes or something. I'm standing in one spot for way too long. Get my Birkenstocks back out. So there we go. That's what you're going to do. I am going to stitch a little bit more because I want to show you how to do a curved one. Obviously, it's just a curved backstitch. But it's good to see. Look, how nice does that look? Just a backstitch. Easy peasy backstitch. Now, if you want to get like really technical, you could always cut the thread and when you start a new letter. So make a knot and cut it and then start the new letter. But these are so close together that really you don't need to do that. If you're doing like different words, I probably would. Now with this round letter, I want to make sure that I'm making my stitches small enough that it will give a nice round, like half circle look to the D without making it angular. So the biggest mistake I see with people who do just regular backstitch, but they do lettering, is that they don't make their stitches small enough. So you end up with something that's like, something like this. You've got your letter. Yeah. And they do like 3 stitches. So they'll go 1, 2, 3. And then it looks like that. Whereas if you had, I need to make another one now. If you had like 5 or 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It goes, put the cap on the wrong one. It goes around a lot smoother. So if you are still seeing angles like this, you might just need to take out a couple stitches and then make your stitches a little bit smaller. Like I said about the darker color fabric, it doesn't matter that there's not 3 stitches here. No one's going to be able to notice, okay? And you need it to be nice and smooth. So that's one place where it really doesn't matter how many stitches that you do. So for the D, for the O, for the top of the R, for the S like that, you want to make sure that you're making them small enough so that it has a really nice, like a flowing curve. Otherwise, it's going to look very angular. And it's going to look like you've almost used a different font for those letters. Do just one more little one here. And then I'll go back to my 3. How nice does that look? Oh, so beautiful. I know I said it at the beginning of the video, but it's just, this is backstitch. It's 3 strands. And also you can omit these little, they're called something, and it's going to drive me wild until I actually figure out what they're called. But they're the little lines at the top. Some people made just straight lines, and some people added them at the top and bottom. So it's up to you if you want to add them or not. And like, there's no shame if you would like a serif. Yeah, maybe. Heidi, you're so smart. I feel like that's right. I've probably done some of them wrong as well because, like I said, I just made it up myself. I didn't like, this isn't a font, it's just my handwriting. So if it looks a little bit like, well, that doesn't look quite right, it's probably because I didn't draw it quite right. So take control of your own hoop, okay? If you would like to add it, you can. If you don't want to add it, you don't have to. You can add it on some and not others if you want to. Like, maybe I just won't put that one there and see what it looks like. But yeah, if you want to change the pattern a bit, if you want to not do a certain flower, use more strands, less strands, use more colors or less colors. You could do literally just all one color if you wanted to, all black, all, you know, whatever. It's completely up to you. Like, this is your hoop, you know? Well, it's not a hoop anymore, is it? It's going to be a book. But it's your thing, okay? So, like, take ownership of it. If you don't like something that I've drawn or that I've made, stuff it. No, I'm just kidding. Just change it, because it's going to be something that you look at every single time and you think, I just don't like that. I don't like that I've made that. So, and I say that with every single thing that I make, whether it's, not the free patterns, you know, but like the, cause you're kind of drawing them yourself, but, any of the Stitchalongs or any of the patterns of the month or anything like that, if you want to change it, then definitely change it. Make it so that you like what you've made. Because you really don't want to finish it and then think, oh, I should have changed that. I should have changed that. The other thing is you can always give it a go and then change it later. So if you think, oh, okay, I'll just do it. And then if you keep coming back to it every time you look at it and think, no, that's not me. I don't like that. Or I should have used a different color, or I should have used a different stitch. Or if you just can't stand one of the stitches that I'm going to teach on a certain day, then don't do it. You can change it. Okay. And my feelings and your feelings will never ever be hurt if we change something. 100%. They will not. I promise you. I promise you. Some people have added watercolor. Some people have changed flowers. You already know how I feel about a certain stitch that I, don't like to use, and I have taught it before and I have used it before. But even on patterns that I've bought from other people, I've gone, I can't do that one. I just can't do it. Not because I can't, it's just, I do not like how it looks. And saying that, one of my friends, really good friends actually, she cannot stand the woven wagon wheel roses. She cannot stand them. And every time she's like, they just look so stupid. I hate looking at them. And it's so funny because our other friend loves them and put them in like so many patterns that she made. And it's just funny how people like certain things. People don't like other things. And that's completely fine. So like change it. I'm making mine with all bouillon nuts. Teresa. Do you know what? You're going to not be entered in any of the giveaways. You're done. But yeah, I mean, if you like that, then do it, I guess. Why do you torture me so much? That is the stitch that I do not like. I don't like the bouillon knot. So I can do them and I've taught them and they always turn out nice, but I just think that I don't want to ruin it for everyone. See, every time that I talk about this, I feel like I ruin it because there's always a couple people that are like, oh my God, I can't unsee that. I cannot unsee it, you know? And yeah, it's true. Once you see it, you can't unsee it. This is a hoop from Millward. They make all kinds of embroidery supplies, but this is a Beechwood Millward embroidery hoop, 6-inch. And yeah, like I said on the other one, I'm always happy to answer any questions. I'm not gatekeeping. This is literally, I mean, the other one, I didn't say it, but like it's literally a free stitch along. So like you're not paying for any of the answers or anything like that. So like ask. If I can answer it, I will tell you. So there you go. I don't mind them, but I hate doing them. Yes. I personally like the LBZ ones better. If you look at the hardware on this one, they don't have this extra screw. So hold fire for just a second. I'm just going to grab this other one. Nope, that's the same one. Hold on. I've got another one over here because I almost used it. But I thought I'd use the other one instead. The LBZ ones are like this. I'm going to put it up here so that you can see it. It's like this. ELBESEE. Sorry. These are made in the UK. I don't know if you're in the UK, but they're made in the UK. I might put them in my shop actually. But do you see how these have the extra little screw right here? And these ones don't? I find that these ones hold the hoops a little bit better. They both have the screw on the end, and they have the place where you can use a screwdriver to like really screw it in. Sometimes I use my scissors, don't tell anyone. But you can really make it really tight, and it still does hold your fabric really nicely. But sometimes I just find I like these ones a little bit better. I also think that these ones are a little bit thicker and a little bit more squared off. At the top, where this one has a little bit of like a beveled edge. Both really lovely hoops. But yeah, I just prefer these ones a little bit better because of that extra screw at the top on this side. I mean, saying that, it still gets really nice and tight, but I don't know. I just find that I'm just constantly coming back to the LBZ ones a little bit more than these ones, but they were all out where I get mine from the wholesale place for a while. So yeah. I like beechwood, less splinters. Yes. I think the bamboo ones, they are way cheaper. So if you're looking for affordability, the bamboo ones are way cheaper. But I find that with the bamboo ones, they're not as hard of a wood, bamboo, whereas the beechwood is a hard wood. And one, it's really quite strong, but two, if you look here, gosh, I'm going off on a tangent here, but if you look here, if you go all the way around, the hoops touch all the way around, okay? All the way. So you can't see any, like, of the background between them, you know what I'm saying? Whereas some of the other ones, I don't even have any of the other ones. Oh, I have some 3-inch ones, actually. These aren't even that bad. At the top, you can kind of see. Do you see how these ones, they don't actually touch at the top? So oftentimes, even if you have it tightened, like as tight as it will go, you won't get it as tight at the top there. So if you're just going to display it, it's all right because you can paint it. You can wrap the inner hoop if you really want to, but really for stitching, it's not going to be as nice, you know, and you're going to fight with it. So I'm trying the plastic ones with the indentation. I don't love them, but I don't hate them. So I actually do have one over here. So I do sell these ones in my shop. These are the 3-inch ones. I've actually got 2 different colors because I ended up changing a hoop color or something else. These have the extra screw on the top, and they have this one like that, and they do go super tight, so I do like that. I just don't like the plastic look of them. So I've used them for more like Christmas kits, or oh my goodness, it's like sleeting or snowing or something. I can see it on the window. I've got a skylight right up there, so I can see it. So they do go really, really nicely and fit together. These ones are LBZ as well, if you can see it on there. So I do like them. They do work really well, but it's just the plastic look of them. Like I wish they would look like that. I think I'm just like a nature girly. Do you know what I mean? I think I just like the natural nature kind of look of things. The plasticky ones. I still think they're beautiful though. In the Christmas kits, or I was gonna do like a little Valentine's thing, but the pattern of the month I've got some hearts with different things in them, some flowers and stuff like that. Quite pretty. I'm just finishing the one sample. So there we go. I am going to stop stitching here. Like that. Okay. But what we're going to do, I'm going to take this out. Okay, like I said, at the end of every stitch session, you need to take out your fabric from your hoop. Like so. I like to lay it flat, give it a little, once over. When you're doing this one here, over here, make sure, because it's all round, make sure you're making your stitches small, okay? I'd probably use 2 strands for these ones because it's smaller than these. So I probably use 2 strands, and just make sure that your stitches are really small. Cut your thread and knot it between each word. So do hand, knot, cut, knot, start again, stitched, knot, cut, knot, start again, like that. So for the bits on the S, I would just make like a tiny little stitch around and then back up. And I can show that tomorrow if you'd like me to. So I won't finish it. I'll just do the S tomorrow, okay? Because I've already taken my hoop out. But I'll be happy to do that tomorrow if you'd like. Okay? So there we go. Do not do your name. We'll do that a different day. All right? Because that's a whole different stitch. It's a whole different thing. So there we go. We started with some letters. We've done a bit of stitching. Do not stress out if you haven't finished by tomorrow, okay? Because none of the things that we're going to do need you to do the thing that we do the day before in order to do the next thing. Does that make sense? Each thing is kind of separate and on its own. We also have Saturdays and Sundays that you can catch up. I call them catch-up days, like tomato sauce, like ketchup, where you can literally just catch up, do a bit of stitching in your own time, and you can work on any of the things that we've done in the week. So you do not have to have everything done for Tuesday's day in order to start Wednesday's day. Does that make sense? I hope it does. So that is it for me. I've done a lot of talking tonight. Oh, gosh. I'm ready to go sit in silence. I hope that you've enjoyed it though, and I hope it was informational and you get it. Do you know what I mean? So I'll see you tomorrow. And yeah, enjoy your evening. Bye. Bye, bye, bye.